Vegan Prepper here, and we had an absolutely gorgeous kind of early morning pickup today, and let's go ahead and just get into what we got. Vegan Prepper, Vegan Prepper. As usual, I'm going to give you guys an overview for anybody who doesn't have a lot of time and you just want to pause and zoom in on anything. Here it is. But let's go ahead and get into it for those of you who'd like to stick around. First up, we've got a 25-pound bag of organic soybeans. I cannot tell you how excited I was that Azure has their organic soybeans back in stock. Between supply chain issues and diminishing quality of what we do get our hands on from the store, I have decided to finally go ahead and get myself my little soy milk maker here, and I'm making all of our own soy milk now. So I'm finally down to the very end of a bag of non-GMO soybeans that I bought years and years and years ago. Not organic because I couldn't find any, and I'm just making all of our soy milk right now. That will definitely come up again, and I will be posting videos about my thoughts on the process. So far, it's not too bad. It is definitely better than doing it on the stove, and hopefully it will save us a ton of money and continue giving us a superior product. It's actually really yummy, the stuff that I make myself. Not only do I hope making my own soy milk also will reduce tons of packaging use and reduce our waste, I also think it's going to save us a ton of money. I'm putting figures on the screen how much I think it's going to save us this year alone with the cost of the beans and the soy milk maker taken out. And then that's only the cost considering soy milk. Once we move on and start considering things like yogurt, which is crazy expensive, I think the cost savings are going to only multiply. So I'm very excited about this, and yeah, looking forward to this year. Okay, also, I went and got a 25-pound bag of yellow popcorn. Our working bucket of popcorn's almost empty, so I'm just replacing it, and yeah. Not much more to say about that. And a gallon of extra virgin olive oil. This is basically about a year's supply, closer to, I guess, 11 months. So basically, the last gallon of olive oil I bought, I believe, in February of last year. So it's January this year, and we still have some left. So I think we're almost a completely full Costco size bottle is left, because I keep just refilling my Costco bottle from this. And so, yeah, I think it is actually a year's supply of olive oil for us. But yeah, it's kind of a cool thing to know. This right here is probably the first purchase I actually kind of regret from Azure. I typically buy our honey from a local place, and it's kind of a mom and pop shop. Thing is, they have really hard hours for me to get to, 100% closed on weekends. Their daytime hours are like ridiculous. Like some days they're closing at 2 o'clock, or it's very difficult for me to get out because it's kind of a drive and to get my honey. I'm almost out of our 1-gallon bucket I got from them last time. This I put into my cart thinking maybe I'll just get it from Azure this time, even though I prefer to purchase from people where, I know that they're doing well with their hives and all of that stuff. Yes, we're vegan. Yes, we still use honey. I've talked about it a million times before. I know that that means that a lot of vegans out there think I'm not really vegan because I use honey. That's fine. We're all allowed to think whatever we think. I still use honey. But I had it in my cart. I was considering, we had people visiting family, and I missed my cutoff. So I ended up purchasing the honey. And so I had kind of made the decision, I'm just going to make it out to the shop. I'm just going to force myself to get out there. But yeah, so now I have this gallon of honey, and that's fine. We will put it to use, but next time I'm definitely going to just get out to that shop. I'm just going to make it a priority and get out there because that's what I want to do. And yeah, so anyway, that's probably the last time you're going to see me buy Azure honey. Not that there's anything necessarily wrong with it. I'm just saying, for me personally, I have another source that I prefer. Also, the raw local honey specifically is very good for allergies, which is one of the main reasons we keep it and use it in our house. Hopefully this will still have some effect. But yeah, anyway, that's too much, talking too much about the honey now. Okay, 3 more of the Dr. Bronner's. I need to I need to get another 3 probably next month. And so I did legitimately run out, which I hate to do with anything. So basically next month I will buy another 3 and we'll start cycling. As soon as I get down to 3, I will buy another 3. I like to have this on hand for multiple things. We use it as our foaming hand wash in all of our foaming dispensers throughout the house. And so like, even if you see a shot, say of like I don't know, what is that brand? It's some famous brand, Bed Bath & Beyond. If you see a Bed Bath & Beyond soap dispenser, it's this, because it was like years ago we ran out and I just keep using the same dispenser. So that stuff is not even vegan, but yeah, it's the vegan soap inside of it now. Anyway, also because this particular brand, there is another brand, whatever brand they sell, Dr. Johnson's or something like that. I'll put it on the screen. That brand almost always has salt in the soap, which is fine. But for me, I don't like the idea of putting salt into a gray water system, especially if you're going to use that water for plants. I've like washed things with this stuff and poured it on my trees and everything is totally fine. So having a stock of this on hand so that I can utilize gray water is one of the main reasons I'm keeping this on hand. Bar soap almost always has a salt in it, which makes it less appropriate for gray water if you're going to use it specifically for watering plants. So yes, I like to keep liquid soap on hand without salt. That's good for gray water. Okay, because I live here. I live in the Phoenix area. And if we ever did lose access to water, I would need to use every drop we have to keep my garden going. So that's why. Okay. Also spirulina powder. This is the best spirulina by far that I have ever tasted. Some spirulinas are absolutely disgusting. It's true. It's just true. They have a horrible taste. They ruin whatever you put them in. This does not do that. This has actually a nice taste. I'm not going to say it doesn't have any taste. It does. But this is a good one to have on hand, especially if you hate spirulina. If you've never been able to like it, no matter what you've tried, this is a great one to try. I have tried some really, truly disgusting spirulinas in my life, but this one's really good. This is also the giveaway for this month. Last month's giveaway went unclaimed, so I am going to basically just do a nicer one this month. Full disclosure, I'm going to use Amazon to send it just because shipping prices are crazy. And also managing to get myself to the post office to mail the packages has never been my strong suit. So that requires a level of organization and executive function that I don't seem to possess. So I'm just going to let Amazon do the shipping for me. And basically I'm putting instructions on the screen. Please follow those instructions to enter the giveaway and then check the comments. If I don't manage to respond that day, I'm good about responding, but if for some reason I miss it, just check the next day. Like if you scroll through all the comments and you don't see my response, then check the next day. And then just keep checking to make sure that you get it so that it doesn't go unclaimed. I just truly love this. It cleanses heavy metals from the body, cleanses radiation. I have some fun stories about that. I've told many times before about how it cleansed heavy metals from the injection sites of my daughter's like her early childhood vaccinations on her legs. She ended up with horrible itching because aluminum can collect at the site and cause itching. And so within just a day or two of having maybe a quarter teaspoon of that in a smoothie, those bumps that she had had on her legs for years completely disappeared, and the itching also went away. So this stuff really works as far as cleansing that kind of stuff from your body. We have it in a smoothie every single day just to keep ourselves going. And so, yeah, I just really love it. So that's going to be the giveaway this month. That's the biggest, like the most expensive, I guess, giveaway that I've ever done. I do it out of my own pocket. I'm not affiliated with these people. I don't know. I'm gifts. My love language is gifts. I like giving presents. So there you go. All right, I'm going to move on. Next up, we've got yogurt. This is just a major treat for Adam. He loves this yogurt. We've got a big batch of granola made up in the house. And so he's going to have yogurt, granola, and raspberries basically all day, every day until this is gone. And yeah, it's just a treat for him. That's like his favorite food on earth. And so, yeah, this particular yogurt, this brand seems to be the one that is the smoothest and the most like a dairy yogurt that we found, even though it is still a little bit thinner. But that's fine. You know, like I said, he mainly is eating it with granola. And hopefully I'll be able to make all of our own yogurt soon. I have done that in the past, and I'll just get restarted, and hopefully our homemade soy milk does well for that yogurt. I have cabbage, purple cabbage, red cabbage, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to make it into some sauerkraut. My hope is to introduce more fermented foods into my daughter's diet. Oftentimes I find with my kids, all I really need to do is rebrand things, and I find that they are more willing to eat things. For instance, she hated eating quinoa until I started calling it ball rice. And so my hope is once this is all made, it becomes this glorious, bright color that you think couldn't possibly be natural, but it is. And I will cut that up small and mix it into rice and call it sprinkle rice. This is the plan. Hopefully it will work. She'll start eating her sauerkraut and all will be well. All right. Moving on, I am replacing, the rest of this is basically replacing spices. And also some of my herbs. And so what is the difference between a spice and an herb? Honestly, nothing really. I guess in my own brain, when I say herb, I typically mean something that I use medicinally. When I say spice, I typically mean something that I use more as a culinary thing. Although even that is kind of an oversimplification, possibly even a misnomer, because pretty much all culinary spices are also medicinal if you just know how to use them. For instance, basil makes an excellent tea for helping with headaches. But I still call that a spice because I don't typically, that's basically the only medicinal application that I use my basil for. And so I do use it. It works very well. So basil, it's like basil and lavender, a couple other things, and then you stick your feet. This is a Rosemary Gladstar recipe, which is why I'm not sharing it because it's not my recipe. But if you look up like basil headache tea, you'll probably find one. You stick your feet into a bucket of super hot water, as hot as you can possibly stand. And if your headache is kind of vascular in nature, where there's kind of too much blood in your brain, or it's causing pressure, blood flow is pressurizing in your brain and like causing you to have that headache feeling. This just helps headaches in general, but the hot water bath helps to make the blood flow to your feet instead, and it can give you some real relief on certain kinds of headaches. So I very rarely get a terrible headache. Every now and then I'll get a migraine, like, I don't know, once every few months, and who knows what triggers it, right? It's so infrequent, I don't really know. But this tea combined with the hot water on my feet, that ends up being like such relief. Even if it doesn't 100% get rid of it, it gets it so that I can function again. So that is definitely something that I would try. So even if you don't have basil, just a pot, like a hot water on your feet, as hot as you can stand, and it will help a lot. Hopefully it will help a lot. Anyway, also a pound of peppermint leaves. We're replacing, I'm almost out of my peppermint. And so yeah, replacing that. I have a vegan yogurt starter. So like I said, I'm going to start making soy yogurt with all of my yogurt, and hopefully this time I keep up on it. Once you start, you can start using your own yogurt to inoculate your subsequent batches. But I have let that go, and I don't have any more of my own soy yogurt to keep doing that. So I repurchased some starter culture, and we'll just like hopefully get to where hopefully that's the last time I ever have to buy that. And then I'll just start going with my own yogurt to re-inoculate my subsequent batches. A pound of rose hips, just great for, I don't know, it's vitamin C, great for kind of an immune boosting tea. Whole cumin seeds, crushed chili peppers. All of these are basically things I was basically almost out of. Minced onion, I went ahead and got 2 of those because we do go through a lot of that. Mustard seeds, another turmeric, organic celery seeds, 1 pound, organic peppercorns, and my 5-pound bag of coconut milk powder. So I'm slightly sad this came in a plastic bag instead of a paper one this time, but I don't know. Overall, it's still less packaging than if I was buying from the store. So one thing I do want to say before I go, I do tend to, if there is a whole version of a spice, for the most part, I buy it whole and then I grind it myself. That takes up less space in my storage because I'm not having to store both ground pepper and whole pepper, for instance, or both ground cumin and whole cumin. I grind it all myself. It also helps it to stay fresher longer in its whole form. One other thing I would like to say before I let you go, finally, is that when you order from Azure, this is a huge excitement for me this time. Normally the spices that come in these bags, like these clear ones, but this time so many of my spices came in these Mylar bags. If that happens for you, do not throw these away. These are their Mylar bags. It's the bags that they sell that you pay for in packs. So I have 4 quart-sized Mylar bags here and 4 1-gallon sized Mylar bags that I can now use for my own storage once these are empty. So if you do end up with something coming from Azure, Azure brand in a Mylar bag, save that Mylar bag. You can absolutely use that again. And that's just something I want to say. Don't throw those away. Don't let that go to waste. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. And yeah, my tree is still up. I admit it. It's been busy. I have not gotten my tree down yet. And so, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that and got something good out of it. Let me know in the comments down below anything you'd like to know or anything you'd like to say. If you have questions, I will answer your questions. And yeah, hopefully that was good. I want to get some stuff into the fridge and go hang out with my daughter and yeah, just have a good day. So hopefully you will too. As always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.